I just want to give you a quick update as to where we're at in terms of COVID-19 here in Conwy and some of the implications as to what the current situation means for us in our county. As you will know, last week, Welsh Government put further restrictions in place here in Conwy because of the rising number of cases that we're seeing in our community. Last week, that number was around about 45 cases per 100,000 population over a 7-day period. Today, that number is about 65 cases per 100,000 people over a 7-day period. The last few days, that number has remained fairly steady, which is really good. But of course, we can't be complacent with this virus. There's new restrictions that have been brought in by Welsh Government have included one restriction, which, as you may know, I have asked to be removed. And that restriction is one which does not allow people to move in or out of Conwy County Borough without a reasonable excuse, such as for work or education. To be clear, that restriction is still in place. But as I say, I have asked for that restriction to be removed. That decision is in the hands of Welsh Government as to whether they look to remove that or not. The reason I've asked for that has been clearly set out in the letter I've written, but it's really to do with two main things. First of all, many people are facing a very difficult situation in front of them in terms of businesses and their jobs if we do not allow for people to freely move in and out of the county. This is because many of our jobs here in Conwy, around 12,000 actually, are supported through the tourism economy. The tourism economy is worth nearly £1 billion a year to Conwy. So those 12,000 people are not able to have jobs and security of jobs in the future. I have huge concerns for their health and well-being as they face a difficult time in front of them. The second reason, and perhaps more importantly, is that there does not seem to be any clear evidence which suggests that people moving in and out of Conwy County Borough is any reason for an increase in the spread of the virus. The reasons we're seeing are similar to what I shared with you last week. Households mixing together when they shouldn't be, and some quite simple things like people car sharing when they shouldn't be as well. I'm fully supportive of those measures which prevent the spread of the virus in the areas where the evidence is showing. What can we do in the meantime, though, whilst there's restrictions in place? There's two things that I'm asking that we all continue to do. First thing is, of course, to do a really good job of living within those restrictions that are around us at the moment. That way, we can keep that virus to a lower level as possible. The second thing, though, is that I would really love us all to support local businesses, local restaurants, whether we can have a night away in a local hotel as well in Conwy. That will make a huge difference to those businesses and hopefully will give you something to look forward to as well in the weeks and months ahead. So in Conwy, we're doing a campaign to support those local businesses, which will be in front of you now and you can look at in more detail. But I'd really ask that we all do our bit. First of all, yes, in sticking to the measures that are in place, that we have to, but also secondly, in doing our bit to support businesses at this quite difficult time for them. Thank you very much. I'll provide further updates as soon as something useful comes forward.